So I tried the Anvil Asgard, and well, this over-glorified cargo hauler can be yours for a meager $350. That is, if you're too impatient to wait for them to fully release it into the persistent universe, available for purchase in-game. For likely probably 18 to 20 mil would be my guess. Don't worry though, you can see how terrible the ship is for yourself for free during Invictus. Is it actually the Valkryie on steroids like they advertise? I don't think I've flown a bigger disappointment of a ship than this. When you look at the stats, the ship is worse in every single way compared to the Valkryie, and it shows when you fly it. Sure, the cargo grid is a little more ideal because you can stack 4 high, but you still can only go 5 wide, so you get this weird little skinny portion in the center, and it makes it a little annoying for people who actually want to do cargo hauling. But it's a good thing that it's not a cargo hauler. Well, won't be just a cargo hauler. This ship has a lesser hull HP, the same size as the Valkryie but heavier, flies slower, turns slower, has smaller guns, but has missiles. Ooh. Sustained DPS is significantly lesser than the Valkryie. The fact it can hold a tank and take less damage kind of eludes me as to how this ship is remotely close to being the Valkryie on steroids. If we even had gameplay for ground missions that actually used our tanks and drop ships, this would be such a garbage ship to use. Any anti-air vehicles or turrets on the ground would make it kinda difficult to even land to drop off anything, like they're showing in the advertisement. You'd be better off flying in a Herc variant, whether that be a C2, A2, or an M2. They're cheaper in game by about $1 mil, based off of the C2 price. It can hold more, has better hull HP, better shields, better in every regard. I imagine the Asgard will be about 18 to 20 mil, and if you were smooth-brained enough to buy the ship with real money at this point, you may as well just buy the C2 for $400. Well, $370 right now, because they're doing a sale, a whopping $30 saved. Wow. That's like going into a place and be like, yeah, we have 10% off everything. Sick, thanks. You basically just removed the tax for me. How generous of you. Never mind the Valkryie is $25 more than the Asgard, but the Asgard is the Valkryie on steroids. More like the Asgard is the Weenie Hut Jr. version of the Valkryie. So why not just make this a Valkryie Mark II? The Valkryie is clearly not up to gold standard, which I found out on stream. Wait, where's the ramp access? Oh, back here. That's outdated as fuck. I had never flown one before, and I was incredibly annoyed by the fact that it just feels like a neglected ship, like many others, and yet they want to release this Asgard as a whole new ship instead of giving the Valkryie a gold standard pass like they did to the F7. Why not just do the same thing as the F7 situation, you know? You create a better Mark II version of the prior version, and you allow the players who already spent money on the F7 to upgrade to the F7 Mark II. You could rinse and repeat the same process here for the fucking Asgard, or rather Valkryie Mark II, even though it's a lesser version, but you know how CIGB, especially this year. Money, please. This year feels like the greediest I've ever seen them in the last 5 years I've been playing the game. I feel bad for anyone who's been invested into this game for longer than that. Greed aside, we were told why we aren't getting new ships, or at least what the hurdle is before getting a lot of these anticipated ships, like the Orion or several others. Rip any merchantman owners. Supposedly, they're trying to refine gameplay and establish gameplay to be available to us before they release a new ship. At least a ship that has gameplay that we don't have access to. Kind of like a drop ship. Where in the game is it that we can actually utilize ground vehicles and dropships, other than roleplay and just farming bunkers? It's non-existent. So what happened with that? Oh, we aren't going to release ships that don't have gameplay. I mean, maybe they have something in store for us in 4.2. I sure shit hope so, especially with the new military Atlas variant. We're a little over a week away from the June update, I genuinely hope they have something like we've never seen before for ground gameplay. I just really hope it's not another recycling of missions we're all accustomed to, like with the patrol missions. Albeit, I understand why they wouldn't introduce new variants of contracts for that, because they want to test the format of patrol missions. But I digress. I don't expect anything new. Hopefully they prove me wrong. At this point, I'm not even mad. I'm just incredibly disappointed. If you were thinking of getting the Asgard, don't bother. Just fly a Corsair or a C2 at that point. You'll be happier with it. And on that terrible disappointment, I will catch you guys in the next video and or stream.